After 70, the body begins to whisper messages many people overlook. A small change in balance, sleep, appetite, or memory may seem ordinary at first, but sometimes these quiet signals are the body's way of asking for attention before something more serious unfolds. The quiet changes of the body rarely arrive with dramatic warnings. More often, they appear gently, almost politely, asking for attention in ways that can easily be overlooked. After 70, many people notice that their bodies seem to speak in a different language. The signals are softer, yet their meaning can be deeper than ever before. For most of life, the body feels predictable. It responds to effort with strength, to rest with recovery. A long day might leave someone tired, but the next morning brings renewal. Yet sometime in the early 70s that rhythm can begin to shift. The body still works, still carries a person through the routines of daily life, but its messages begin to carry a different tone. Many older adults describe this shift not as a sudden decline, but as a quiet awareness that the body is asking to be listened to more carefully. Small things that once felt insignificant begin to stand out. A step that feels slightly uncertain on the stairs. A night of sleep that leaves the mind foggy rather than refreshed. A moment of forgetfulness that lingers longer than it once did. These experiences do not mean that life after 70 becomes fragile or limited. In many ways, these years bring deeper understanding, patience, and emotional clarity. But the body, having carried decades of work, responsibility, and experience, begins to ask for something new. Attention. For much of adulthood, people learn to ignore discomfort in order to keep moving forward. Work responsibilities, family obligations, and daily demands often encourage resilience over reflection. A sore knee is pushed aside because there is a job to finish. A sleepless night is overlooked because the morning schedule cannot change. After 70, that pattern of pushing forward without pause becomes less helpful. The body's signals may become quieter, but they are also more meaningful. Listening to them becomes one of the most important forms of self-respect in later life. One of the first changes many people notice involves the body's sense of stability. Balance, once taken for granted, can begin to shift in subtle ways. A person might feel slightly uncertain stepping off a curb or standing up too quickly from a chair. At first, it may seem like nothing more than a moment of dizziness or distraction. Yet balance is one of the body's most complex systems. It depends on the coordination of muscles, vision, the inner ear, and the brain's ability to process movement in space. When balance begins to change, it often reflects deeper shifts within the body's communication network. For many seniors, the early signs appear quietly, a hand resting on the wall while walking down a hallway, a slower step when crossing a wet surface, a cautious pause before climbing stairs. None of these actions feel dramatic. In fact, they often feel wise and careful. But these small adjustments are also reminders that the body is adapting to age in ways that deserve attention. Strength plays an important role in this process as well. Muscles naturally change with time. Decades of activity shape them, but aging can gradually reduce their responsiveness. A jar that once opened easily may suddenly require more effort. Carrying groceries may feel heavier than expected. These moments are not failures, they are signals. The body is reminding its owner that it has traveled many miles and now requires a different kind of partnership. Balance and strength together influence confidence. When they shift, people may unconsciously begin to move more cautiously. They might avoid uneven sidewalks or hesitate before reaching for objects on high shelves. These adjustments often happen quietly, without much thought, but confidence in movement is deeply connected to independence. the ability to walk freely through a neighborhood, climb stairs, or stand comfortably in a kitchen shapes the rhythm of everyday life. When these abilities change, even slightly, the body may be asking for renewed awareness. Another message the body often sends after 70 appears through energy and sleep. Rest once felt simple. A person could go to bed tired and wake up restored. The body would recover naturally from physical or mental effort. Yet as the years pass, sleep can become more delicate. Nights may feel lighter, interrupted by moments of wakefulness. Morning energy may arrive more slowly. A person might find themselves sitting quietly with a cup of coffee, waiting for their mind to fully wake. At first, these changes may feel like a simple inconvenience, but sleep is deeply connected to how the body repairs itself. During the night, countless quiet processes work to restore muscles, balance hormones, and support the brain's ability to remember and focus. When sleep patterns shift significantly, the body may be revealing something about its internal balance. Energy during the day also carries important meaning. Feeling tired after a busy afternoon is natural, but persistent fatigue that lingers through ordinary activities can signal that the body is working harder than usual to maintain its systems. Many seniors notice this change not through exhaustion, but through a subtle reduction in enthusiasm. Tasks that once felt effortless may require more preparation. A walk around the neighborhood may feel slightly longer than it used to. These moments are not necessarily signs of danger, but they do invite reflection. The body is asking for a different pace. Perhaps one of the most emotionally complex changes after 70 involves memory and mental clarity. The mind remains rich with experience, wisdom, and decades of accumulated knowledge. Yet the way the brain retrieves information can begin to shift. A name may take longer to appear in conversation. A familiar word might rest just beyond reach for a few seconds. These moments often pass quickly, leaving a person slightly amused or mildly frustrated. Occasional forgetfulness is a natural part of aging, but noticeable shifts in concentration or clarity deserve attention. The brain, like the body, reflects the balance of many systems working together. Sleep, nutrition, emotional stress, and physical health all influence the mind's ability to remain sharp. Many seniors discover that protecting mental clarity involves paying closer attention to these connections. When the body feels strong and well rested, the mind often responds with greater focus and memory. The body may also speak through appetite and weight. Eating habits that once felt stable can begin to change. Some people notice they feel less hungry than before. Others experience unexpected shifts in taste or satisfaction after meals. Weight may fluctuate quietly, without deliberate effort. A few pounds gained or lost may not seem important at first, yet these changes sometimes reflect deeper processes within the body. Appetite is closely tied to energy, metabolism, and emotional well-being. When it shifts significantly, the body may be adjusting to internal changes that deserve thoughtful attention. For many older adults, recognizing these signals becomes an opportunity rather than a burden. Awareness allows people to understand their bodies in a deeper way than ever before. The later years of life offer a unique kind of wisdom. After decades of responsibility and experience, people often develop a quieter relationship with themselves. They notice patterns more clearly. They sense when something feels different. Listening to the body's messages does not mean living in fear of every change. It simply means respecting the remarkable system that has carried a person through so many years. The body does not demand perfection. It asks for partnership. When balance shifts, it invites careful awareness of movement. When sleep changes, it encourages attention to rest. When memory hesitates, it reminds the mind to remain engaged with life. Each signal, when noticed gently, becomes part of a larger conversation between a person and their health. After 70, the body rarely shouts. Instead, it speaks softly, trusting that its owner will listen. And in that quiet conversation, many seniors discover something reassuring. Aging is not simply about decline. It is about adaptation, understanding, and the deepening relationship between a person and the life they continue to live. The signals of the body are not meant to frighten. They are meant to guide,